All right, so we're getting started. This is for anybody tuning in. This is reflections, um, and the first thing we're just gonna go over some questions. I'd sent you these ahead of time, but I'm just gonna ask you 'em as I go here. Just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, name's Reflections. Pretty much just like to, you know, edit videos and put out whatever I'm feeling. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
How long have you been making Halo montages for?
I think it's been almost 4 years now. I made a few whenever I was like 15, 16, and then a couple of different edits over the years, but I never really like hardcore took it serious and, consistently made them until about 4 years ago.
Gotcha. How old are you now?
31.
31. Okay, so we're both millennials here. Only 33.
Nice.
What's called next question is, what inspired you to start creating Halo montages and how did you get into video editing?
I always really enjoyed doing, Halo montages. I think Master Chief Collection coming out on PC is what really was the catalyst for me to start editing. I already did a lot of editing, just, side projects, random projects. Started, whenever I was like 16, doing Photoshop and then some After Effects. I've edited for a long time and I did football edits for a while. I was really into that. And then, Master Chief Collection coming on the PC, everyone started moving over to PC and it was just so much easier to record and, put an edit together. So that's kind of what got me started.
And can you tell us about your first montage and what that experience was like? So when did you make your first Halo montage?
First one, I was like 15 and I recorded the screen with a camera, which is really bad. And I can't really remember a lot about it. But my first one, since I started back, it was a really unique experience, I would say. I just started, really just started editing to a song. My intentions were just to show gameplay. It was never to like sync it up, really. I was just kind of vibing and thinking about, all the time I spent playing Halo back in the day. And then it was all the clips, my old clips from back then, and I was just thinking about how I played Halo and didn't care about anything else, and the song kinda represents that too, so kinda how I got started.
So I've been creeping on your videos, man. Like I watch them, they're fucking amazing, dude. Like you had
Appreciate it.
serious talent, dude. I still remember this one video you did, and this is off the questions that we're doing, but I still remember this one video you did where it like zooms out and it's like this. I'm assuming you used AI for it to create like I don't know what it's called. It's like it's a bunch of like different things
Yeah.
in like the foreground as you keep zooming out and it keeps getting larger and larger and larger do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, so I did use AI, I used the Google AI. I don't use AI a lot, but, I wanted to experiment with it, but, that process essentially, you could do it if you just, like, hand painted the stuff, but I used AI to kinda make certain things that I wanted in there, and then I actually mixed in some regular maps. What you do is you generate it in AI, and then you scale down the image, and then, in Photoshop, and then you have to, like, do a calculation in After Effects to actually you have to do the math and make it line up, and then you just zoom out. So, like, it's just an image of a small image, and then you crop another image on top of it, and then you have that image, as a small version too. It's kinda complex, but once you get in a rhythm of doing it, it's not too hard, and you can do it without AI as well. Like, the AI just really was the there to generate the filler of the stuff, and, like, all the stuff I put in there was kinda like little things like, my dad's car or, like, certain things me and my dad did together, 'cause that edit was kinda, I was thinking about my dad's. Me and him used to listen to that song all the time going to school. So, like yeah, so, but, yeah, I used a little bit of AI there, but there was a lot of, back-end editing work to make it look smooth like that.
Dude, it looks so fucking cool. Like when I saw it, I'm like, dude, this is such an original, like super original effect. So I that stuck out to me, and I remember that. Um, Next question. Who were your biggest influences or inspirations in the Halo montage community?
So obviously, I draw inspiration from everybody. I watch pretty much every edit that comes out. I even try and find like edits of people like that aren't really that known, and just watch them. I think there's something valuable to be learned in every single one.
Yeah.
Um, my two biggest people in the montage community for Halo that like directly influenced a lot of my stuff would be Art Sensitive and Halo Arcade, which is Mr. Person. They both make, like, really, really cool stuff that, like, the way Art designs his edits, he doesn't do it as much anymore, and I think a lot of them are private, but, like, I really relate to that, and, like, I don't know, it just strikes a chord with me, and I love it, and Halo Arcade, the way he themes up his edits with the sound and then the color grading and, like, it comes together, just cool. Super sick vibes, and
Well, you have to send me some links to some of Halo Arcade's videos. I've seen Art
oh, hell yeah.
Sensitive stuff. I like his stuff. Um, I didn't know he had some stuff privated though. I know that
Yeah.
seems to be kind of common in the community where we private stuff. I know GTS
Mhm.
privates a lot of his videos, and like he unprivated one where he shows like a 3D Spartan like getting his head chopped off by a sword, and like I left a comment on there. I'm like, dude, don't private this anymore. I swear to God. And it's got it out. I'm like, what the heck, man? So
Yeah, Art showed me one that was, like, really cool that kind of inspired my, one of my edits. It's called, Halo is a Trip, like, the intro to that, like, Art, the way he did that intro on that edit was so cool. I won't talk about it because he wanted to keep it private, but it was sick, and, but, yeah, th those 2 guys, awesome. Obviously, like, Puba and Noob Slayer, those guys, like, top of the game, incredible. And then, Zentz, VA Blackhawk, that his edits are incredible, and, he's always helped kinda guide me on learning certain aspects of things. I'm always asking him questions. And then, you got Lemon Sherpa, and Feartastically, and Photon, and, just so many good editors, like,
we have
really.
such a talented community.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, you could list them off forever, but, the Art Sensitive and Halo Arcade directly influenced a lot of my videos. But outside that, man, like, I draw a lot of my inspiration, from outside the Halo community. Like, there's a CS editors that I watch, named Stu, Vexa Arts, Frogling. A big fan of, Taufer. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Big fan of that guy. I don't know if you've seen his stuff, but he does multi-game tages, and they're so sick.
No, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they have a group called Goodfellas, and, they make some sick edits. They got some Halo stuff in there, really cool, but, and then Synapse, he does Destiny edits, really cool, but, I find that, like, venturing outside the Halo community for certain stuff is, really useful for me anyways, for inspiration a lot of times.
For me, it was the same thing. When I got started back in like 2008, I started drawing inspiration from Counter-Strike videos, and um, it got me a lot of attention back then, and it's
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's great to draw inspiration from different games. Especially we can all kind of help each other out, because I know sometimes like the CS guys will draw inspiration from us too. So um, yeah.
Yeah, the CS editing community is wild, man.
Well, they've been doing it forever.
Stuff. Yeah, there's a subsection though, that Vexa Arts group that does like CS and Call of Duty stuff, and it's so abstract, and like it's not even really about the kills or the clip. It's like just wild to watch. Some of the stuff I can't even like conceive how they do it. I love that stuff.
Oh, I'd love to see something like that. I haven't watched like a good Counter-Strike video in a very long time.
No, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, the next question is, what's the most rewarding aspect about being a Halo montage artist for you?
Um, I guess just getting to enjoy Halo and sharing that with other people. is like it really that's kind of the whole gist of it, right? Like I could edit other games, but it's just something about Halo that I love, man, and being able to actually like participate in the community and talk to other editors is like the coolest thing in the world to me. And I'm kind of honored to just be a small little slice in the community that gets to interact with everybody else is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The community is great. I love this community. That's why I decided to come back and doing everything that I'm doing right now. Um, what software and tools do you use, and how has your workflow evolved over time?
Yeah, I use Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, Adobe Audition, and sometimes Blender. Depending on the project, it'll kind of change. I started out editing in Photoshop, so I have the most experience in Photoshop, and that's kind of if I ever do any 2D animation stuff, which I haven't a lot of my videos, but haven't used it recently. I'll use Photoshop to rig that stuff up and slice up the layers so I can animate it. My original workflow though, I started back in Premiere really, and just wanted to do more advanced effects. I always used After Effects, so I just kind of swapped over to After Effects full time. And I kind of go clip by clip. I find that while that may be more of an amateur take, workflow wise, which is fine. I kind of enjoy like the mystery of where it's going. Like you never know what you're gonna get on that with that. Sometimes you run into some log jams when editing that way, but
Yeah.
it's fun. And I'd say though, after talking to Zentz a lot, he's been really helpful in sharing his workflow and giving me some tips, as well as Art Sensitive. Those two guys have given me tips over the past 2 years. I haven't talked to Art in a while, but he gave me some real good pointers. And that's helped kind of take my style and kind of evolve it a little bit. Um, I'm always trying to just explore different, viewpoints and implement them into my edits. So right now I'm trying to get more consistent rhythm, and you know, Zentz was huge in showing me how he does it. So I'm kind of incorporating a little bit of his workflow. Not entirely though. I still leave it open. I still do the clip by clip, but as far as like some of the pacing that I'm doing right now, I'm definitely exploring new pacing.
So do you do all your editing in just strictly After Effects, and then like is that where you compile everything now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll do After Effects if I have to do something like 2D, or I want to do something like kind of cool looking for a still frame. I'll do it in Photoshop and then pull it in the After Effects. Or if I'm doing like a 3D, sometimes I'll go into Blender. I have like 4 or 5 videos that use Blender stuff, and then I'll pull it back into After Effects and composite it. But that's pretty much what I use. Like I'll render out of After Effects, drop the video into Premiere, and then I'll drop the video into Adobe Audition and do all the sound design, mix and master. That's something the past year I've been doing heavy. I've been like doing like audio mixing and mastering classes, trying to learn to do that better. Sometimes I do my own sound effects, whether it's with my mouth or from old games from the 90s. I'll mix them in for like thuds and things like that, and then I'll drop it in Premiere once it's all done and render it out in 4K. So that's kind of the workflow.
Gotcha. Dude, I gotta commend you on like your color work is freaking amazing, dude. Like I love the way you use colors and everything. And I seen you had a tool and that you bought. It was like some kind of remote control, not a remote control, but it's like a controller.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, so two things, like the color thing I forgot to mention in my workflow, but like I've been like saving like some of the effects I've been building up, and I developed that color palette. It's based on an effect I developed. It's like a kind of like a grain, and then you can stack multiple layers. It has a ton of effects saved on it on the animation, but like you just stack the layers and then change the blend modes, and you can develop all kinds of different colors that way. I don't use like your traditional like channel. Well, I use Channel Mixer. That's like my favorite effect for color, and then blend modes. But yeah, the tool I got, it's what's called like a glitch pedal. It's basically like a guitar pedal, and you run a cord from your computer, HDMI from your computer to a RCA converter, and then you put the glitch pedal on the RCA converter, and then it runs to a CRTV, and you can play your footage through that, and you can use the pedal to glitch the video signal. I'm using that in my new edit, so hopefully that turns out cool. I use it a little
So
bit.
cool, dude. Like,
Yeah, I use it a little bit at the end of the last one I did, where it's like kind of like fuzzy.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's insane. I don't think I know anybody who does that, who has like a tool like that and runs like that's such an elaborate thing to do for it's incredible.
Cool. Yeah, it's a cool thing. There's like a whole like world of like hardcore people who are like it's real niche, like to sell these equipment. I bought mine from Italy, like it's handmade from Italy, and like it shipped it over here. And but the problem is like you gotta DIY it yourself, because like it's not a big world, and there's not a lot of tutorials. Although it's becoming bigger because it's being used in like music videos a lot in the past year or so. So it's a growing niche for sure.
It's really cool. It's something that I remember from all the things that you posted. I also remember you posted one of your first like videos on X. You posted one of the first videos, and I thought that was such a modest thing to do, because like your work is so fucking good, and to see where you started from is really humbling.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I got a long way to go. My syncing and rhythm. Yeah, I got work to do. But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was. I mean, I like to look at my progress every now and then to see like how I'm changing, and yeah, I don't really see it as me getting better, but like going in a different direction, maybe creatively, like I think there's a lot of value in that older stuff too. Like there may be concepts there that are actually good, but maybe the fundamentals weren't there. So
Yeah, I know, like, when you first start, it's kinda like you're that blank slate, and you can kinda incorporate different ideas before you kinda set down on a style, that
yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to do that though. I kind of want to avoid that. Like I want to keep that amateur eye.
It's
like-
hard to do that, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't be afraid to do something that looks kind of rough. I guess that's what I try and tell myself. I don't
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. Then, I just gotta go back to this question here. Do you have a favorite technique or style that defines your work? We're talking about your colors and everything like that, and the tools that you use. You care to elaborate a little bit more on that if you want to?
Yeah, obviously the coloring is something that kind of came out of my video called Halo's a Trip. Kind of stumbled upon that noisy, grainy colors, and that was really inspired by the latest Batman movie that came out, like the orange grain. I developed that effect like immediately after watching that movie that night, and that one's been huge to me. Lately, I've been developing that glitch effect with the pedal, and then some work in After Effects on top of that. That's been cool. I would say like I like slow shots, big giant slow shots, which don't really work well with like montaging, but that's what I like and I enjoy it. One thing that I found that helps that kind of get some movement is to put an artificial zoom on it whenever I do that. But yeah, those three things, I guess. I'm not sure how people have seen my stuff view it, but I'd point out those three things probably.
And your music, how do you pick out the soundtrack and music for your videos?
Really, it has to be a song that just like one, it has to be a song I really like, and then like sometimes I'll just be riding in the car, and if it makes me daydream, I think a lot of other editors have said the same thing, but like you can't really control the song. Like if it makes you daydream and you see the edit in your head, then it's on. You got to do it.
What's called we're moving on to the next section here. Is the next question is, how do you feel about the current state of the Halo montage community? This is pretty deep subject here.
Um, I think everyone involved is really dedicated, and I love that. Um, that's positive, right? It's small right now, but the light's still on, and we're kicking, in my opinion. I mean, the stuff that comes out is really passionate, so it's just less frequent. I mean, that directly correlates to popularity of the game, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at any game that's huge, it's doing well with like montages, even ones that are just like very, very, very basic. And like you look at a Valorant edit that's like really not anything crazily edited, it'll have 100K views because Valorant's huge. So if they release a game that's popular, it'll pop back up. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's just like, kind of just floating right now.
Yeah. I wish they would build on the existing games that we have. Like the first three we got three good Halo games. I wish they would just build on that. Like, I don't know if they can't. Like, they don't know how to work with the engines from the old engines or what. Like, but yeah.
I genuinely have no idea what they're doing. I'm glad they have new people in there, but I mean, it's a roll of the dice whether or not those people are going to have the right philosophy to take Halo forward.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see, man. As long as it's like working, like at this point, like I just want a working game.
Well, that's the thing about like Infinite now is running perfectly.
Yeah.
At least from what I gathered from when I played it, and it's perfect for making videos. And you're one of the best, if not the best, Halo Infinite montage movie maker right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reputation is just tarnished. People don't like. I can mention Halo to a couple of friends and they'll just laugh. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at, right? Halo Infinite's a banging ass game now, though. I love it. I fucking love that game. But yeah, reputation means a lot in today's world. Well, it's always meant a lot, right? So
Yeah. What role do you think montages play in keeping the Halo community alive?
I mean, I do think it's a critical part. I think one of the biggest problems with Halo right now is like 90% of the big content creators or people that make stuff for Halo community is mostly just news, and that's not good. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty boring, right? And it's not. I mean, I watch it, but like I think that's a representation of where Halo's at, though. There's really people aren't playing and making actual like gameplay content. But yeah, I think it has its own corner. It used to be way more important than it is now. I feel like people don't really pay attention to it anymore. Twitch streamers get more attention, and people who post like Halo news get more attention for sure. I'm not even sure it has that big of a role at the moment. Especially considering like pro players don't really do as much in this space either anymore.
Do you ever see it coming back?
If the game gets popular again, heck yeah. Like I'll tell you what happened. If the game gets popular again, in my opinion, if the game gets popular again, you'll see a whole new influx of new Halo players that are making like edits with music or just gameplay with music, and it'll just be reborn, and maybe some of us who made stuff currently will be able to ride that wave, but I imagine you'll see a lot of new faces pop up. It's just my guess.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What potential do you see for Halo montages to evolve into?
I don't know. I think that's hard to predict. I don't know. It depends on the gameplay of the next game, in my opinion. Depending on what that is, it'll influence the way it's edited.
I mean, you've been around since like early days, right? It's not just 2020 that 2020 is when you said you started making videos, but you've been around before then, right?
Yeah, I've always watched. I used to watch edits. I have always watched Halo montages. I've always loved it. So yeah, I've seen them.
I mean, you remember how they used to be back in like 2006, 2007?
Yeah. It's changed so much.
It has, man.
I mean, I guess that would depend on the technology and the gameplay. Like I was saying, I don't know that I can predict that. I think AI is going to have a huge effect. probably, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what direction it's gonna go. I guess we'll find out. I just kind of, leave that one open because that's hard to predict.
Are there any community trends or change you find exciting or concerning?
Mm, I don't know that. Yeah, I'll tell you the thing I find concerning. It's the way that ranked Halo is treated. I feel like I have a lot of respect for pro Halo and the pro settings. I used to love playing like hardcore reach and MLG playlists and 3, and I like playing arena now some, but I really dislike how every other ranked mode, and especially ranked Slayer, is treated as like some casual, uncompetitive endeavor. I think that's kind of sad because ranked Slayer used to be like the main thing,
Right.
The hardcore playlist used to be more niche. Obviously, the best players are there, but I don't know. I don't like that trend. Wish people show more respect because Halo has a lot of different skills, and there's players that play casually that could probably beat the hell out of some pro players if they actually wanted to. And if I'm thinking of correct name here, I think Darren. I don't know if you're familiar with the guy named Darren, but he plays a lot of 2 and 3.
He did he was in the video Alice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that.
he like ripping faces the entire time.
Yeah, and you know what? He only plays like social modes. I bet he could dust some pro players. So
It's always been like the case where like there's been montagers, like montage kids who could have definitely gone pro, but for some reason I don't know why, like they just never decided to go that route. But
yeah.
like I'll name one for instance, it would be like Furion. I think like I don't know if you've seen like his old montages, but like back in '07 and '08, he was like quad shotting and stuff. Like, can you imagine if he had played in the pro leagues back then? Like,
But I mean, that's to my point though. Like, there's so many different ways to play Halo, and there's different skill sets. Obviously, the pro players are probably the best, but I just wish respect was shown to like, all the other different types of skill sets because Halo has many different things. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, like, I think that's part of the degradation of like the montage community because a lot of them aren't always ranked, and people tend to only give widespread attention to ranked stuff. But anyway,
Oh, okay. Like the skill factor, you mean?
yeah, there's no respect shown to like a social montage really, but at least from like the broader Halo community.
Yeah. And just to clarify, you're not just a Halo montage editor, you're also a player of the game, and you're pretty good at the game too.
I'm all right. I grind ranked. Like I'm 1700 Onyx in every playlist, which is not that impressive compared to like a pro player or something. But I finished like top 10 in snipes and ranked Slayer. Well, actually, it's probably top 30 or top 50 in ranked Slayer. But I can't remember where I finished. But
Wow.
yes, there's not many players, so it's not that hard.
Well, yeah. We're moving on to the next section. This is section 4, challenges, successes, and advice. What has been the biggest challenge you faced as a montage creator and artist?
Um, mm, just not getting burnout. I think that's hard. Like if you're trying to put a lot of creative energy into something constantly and like not burning yourself out. It can happen. I've been in a little bit of a dip recently, but it happens every now and then. I think that's the biggest thing. My advice for that would be just take it easy on yourself, relax sometimes, and just chip away at it. Like just like 15 minutes to an hour a day if you have to. You don't have to go like 6 hours a night, which I've done before. I don't want to do again later. I'm probably about to get back to that, but yeah, just try not to burn yourself out. That's the biggest thing.
Burnout is real, man. I I went years without being able to complete a like projects just because I couldn't get in the mindset that I had before to do the videos that I wanted to do. And then I just kind of like forced myself through it eventually, and now I'm kind of picked up a pace, you know. That's how I got through it, at least.
Yeah, definitely. And then, you know, just like creatively, not trying to be a perfectionist, kind of just let whatever comes out come out. Like with some of my edits, like it's just like I'm just venting sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I absolutely love your work, by the way, dude. Like,
all right, great.
yeah, it's an honor to have you on the podcast, dude. Can you share a moment or project you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, let me look here. You know, I really, really like, there's a couple, I think, one of my edits, called Kill Yourself Part 3, that one came together really well. It was really like a raw edit for me. There was almost no like creative block for that one. I just kind of flew through it really, really quickly. And I still think it's probably my favorite one, although it's kind of a dark one, you know. But that one flowed really well, and then I had another edit called "To Those I Love." I really liked that one. That one flowed real well too, and I really enjoy those two. I find that they're probably my best work in my opinion.
If you can link me those, I would love to make some reaction videos to that.
Yeah,
those
of course.
videos.
Yeah.
The next question is, what advice would you give to aspiring montage artists who want to make an impact in the community?
Make something that you would watch, that you know, that you enjoy, and don't have any like preconceived notions of what it should be. I think that's how we get innovation happening, you know. Just have fun and make stuff that you like, even if maybe someone else might think it looks silly. Highly recommend just doing what you like.
Absolutely. That's great advice. Are there any pitfalls or mistakes you've learned from that you'd want others to avoid? Any kind of wisdom you want to impart on aspiring montage artists?
You know, I definitely like tried to shore up certain things editing. The one thing that I would recommend is, one, strip all your audio and edit your audio, put in the work, because my earlier stuff, there's a lot of clipping. Like, put in the work on your audio. That's something you can do, and it's not really a creative, well, it can become a creative endeavor, but you know, that's something you need to do. And then make sure you render out in 4K, even if it's 1080p, drop it into a 4K project in Premiere so that you get the right bitrate on YouTube. Because a lot of my stuff earlier that I think is kind of cool, it has crappy quality because of the bitrate, because I didn't render in 4K. So that'd be my two main tips.
You need to render in 4K in order to get like optimal like resolution in
Yeah.
Really, I did not know that. That's good.
Yeah, YouTube sucks, man. Like if you render in 1080p, you're gonna get a 1080p bitrate, and it's gonna look blurry, especially if you're doing like really good like color effects. That's what's gonna happen. So if you if you drop the video into a 4K project file, it'll scale up appropriately. It'll still be 1080p, but it'll render out in 4K, and it'll kind of trick YouTube, and you'll get that high bitrate.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a really neat trick. Thank you, man.
Recommend everybody does that.
We're moving on to the next section. This is like the last section before we just have a free flow conversation. It's fun and future prospects. What's your favorite Halo game for montage making and why? I know which one it is, but just for everybody watching.
Actually, I really like Infinite. But Halo 3 was kind of dope. You know, I liked editing Halo 3. I did a lot of Halo 3 videos. I'd put Halo 3 up there. Obviously, I'm super familiar with Infinite's theater now, and I really like it. But Halo 3 is probably the best one.
If you could showcase one of your montages in an art gallery, which one would it be and why?
I think it'd be Kill Yourself. I should probably send you that one instead of the Heaven Air one. But yeah, the Kill Yourself one.
That one too. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, all of my stuff, some of them have like meanings behind them, and I think that's the case for a lot of people who edit. The Kill Yourself one, my cousin committed suicide, and like I made that like a week after, just trying to. I never even listened to Suicide Boys, but they had that song about it, and I was just trying to get my head where his head was. Sounds dark, but I was just trying to understand. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's yeah, it was tough, but it was just me. That edit was me trying to understand how he felt, and yeah, so that one was pretty raw. But that one probably should, if I would put one in art gallery, it should probably be that one.
Interesting. Very cool. Yeah, I myself I struggle with mental health myself. I know how that, it's
Yeah,
it's rough.
it's tough.
Next question: if you could collaborate with any montage artist from any era, who would it be and why?
Oh, from any era, you throw me off. I've been wanting to do something with Halo Arcade. We were thinking about it at one point, but nothing's developed yet. I am doing something with Danchi right now. Incredible player.
Oh, he's
I
great.
mean, yeah,
He hits me up periodically.
yeah. The next video I got coming out, he's in it, so it should be pretty cool. He's got some great clips. But other than that, dude, Dream would be like freaking like Noob Slayer or somebody like that, or like Puba. They're probably out of my league, but like I really fuck with the way they
I'd love to see a collaboration between you and Puba, or you and Noob Slayer, all three of you guys. That'd be dope, man.
maybe one day, man. Maybe one day. Those guys are creative geniuses. I'd also, love to do something on Lemon sometime. Lemon Sherpa is such a good freaking editor,
Dude, he's sick, dude. He's
Yeah.
absolutely sick. Like,
I think he's like at the top of the game right now, in my opinion, as far as upload.
I love his like the way he uses themes and like colors and stuff. He's real
Like
good.
big transitions.
Oh,
yeah. And like I've seen him edit before, and like that man will manually like cut out and rotoscope stuff for like hours. Like he's a good editor, dude. But I would love to collaborate with anybody, but I think the biggest thing is like just natural development there, like building a friendship with whoever that might be, and just letting it happen naturally.
absolutely.
That's kind of what happened with Danchi. We grinded like top 10 in the world in snipers, and I was like, dude, we should just put a video out together. We played together, and it made sense. So
Yeah. Would you ever do this is a different question. It's not from the list I gave you, but would you ever consider doing like a Halo 2 montage?
I don't know.
Have you played Halo 2?
Yeah, it was the first Halo I ever played. I love Halo 2. I think it's a sick game, but
No,
I don't know. I have no idea what that process would be like. You know what I mean?
I think you'd produce something really, really dope. Probably
Maybe.
top 10 of all time, goal worthy, I think.
Dude, that's absolutely out of I don't know about that, but it would definitely be an interesting experience. I don't like to venture outside of like just editing stuff that I have full control over, but I might have an Overwatch edit coming at some point that I might do for somebody, which will be weird, but yeah, I mean, I'm always open to stuff, but I usually have a hard time venturing outside my comfort zone, which I should do more often.
Gotcha. We got 2 more questions left. What's next for you as a montage artist? And do you have any upcoming projects that you're excited about? I think you mentioned a video with Danchi that you're working on.
Yeah, it's a themed edit. Just the main idea behind it for me was finding something that's just like ridiculous as far as trying to sync to, so that I can get good practice in. Because sometimes I view like certain projects as like a way to expand my abilities. So that's really what this one is rhythm and syncing, and hopefully I do a good job at it. But yeah, me and Danchi got it coming out. It's cool. It's themed up, kind of cool. It may coincide with an announcement that comes out for Halo. If Halo were to go to PlayStation, that would be pretty neat.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, because it's called Halo on PlayStation, and it's kind of themed as like a PlayStation menu song, and I don't know, it's just experimental edit, very experimental.
Have you thought of a name for the project?
Oh yeah, it's Halo on PlayStation. That'll be the name.
Alright.
Yeah. So it'll be cool. Halo on PlayStation, and funny enough, it may time up to when they announce that if they do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and then might be doing a Counter-Strike edit
Oh.
as well. I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to tackle their theater system, but you know, there's one other game I love as much as Halo as far as multiplayer goes, is Counter-Strike. And I've been playing it a little bit again recently and hitting some clips with a buddy of mine. So like we might put something out. It depends. I may just go straight back to editing Halo, which I'm still doing at the moment. Definitely never gonna leave that space. But I might throw in a Counter-Strike edit. Actually, first video I have on my channel for Reflections is like CS edit and then a Valorant edit. So they're not very good, but
This is the last question. I think it's the most, well, it's not the most meaningful, but it has a potential for a lot of expansion on how would you feel if Halo montages stop being produced?
yeah, you
Just
know
went
what,
away.
man. It'd be sad. It would really suck. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I really don't. As long as Halo is around, Halo montages will be around, in my opinion, because like people want to put together their videos and their clips and share it with people. So as long as people are playing Halo, I don't think it's going anywhere. It is small as it's ever been right now, though, right? But the candlelight is on, so. And you know, I think the people that are doing it still, including myself, we will keep doing it until at least there's a bump that occurs. So
Hell yeah, dude.
keep the light on, baby.
Yeah. So the next thing is we're just open to having any kind of conversation you want to have about anything. I just put out a Valorant edit. I don't know if you saw it.
Just watched it, dude.
Yeah. What'd you think? I made it in a day. You liked it?
Yeah, I love how you put the BR sound on it. That was
Oh, dude, I had no choice. I don't know what guns are what in Valorant because I've never played it. So like, I'm like, well, I don't know where the sounds go, you know. So, I just decided to use like Halo audio for that.
Dude, I love that. Sometimes like restrictions like that create the best stuff, you know, like limiting yourself, like creating your own restrictions within a project, or whether by accident or on purpose, like that's, you know, how you get unique stuff. Also really like the gun effect you did, and like how you were like delaying, like with the kills, like the flash and slow motion with like the first clip. I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Yeah. Trying to think of what else. We've covered so many things so far.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you look up to in the Halo montage community,
Oh man, like
or that you want to shout out? Any guys you want to shout out?
just everybody, dude. Like, I mean, Photon, dude, like incredible guy. It's been a pleasure getting to know him, and such a cool dude. And I like the videos he puts out. He puts so much work and effort into them.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, those Halo CE edits are cool as fuck, and I really enjoyed that. Other than that, like, there's so many people I could list off. I really enjoy like New Slayer and Puba. You know, they don't edit as much these days, but like I really enjoyed their stuff. And Feartastically, bro, like he puts out some sick stuff.
Is Fearstastically the one that edits on his phone?
I think he did an edit on his phone. I don't know that he always does.
I gotta check that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think his recent one was on his phone, which turned out really cool. Hang on, I'm thinking here. And then, you know, obviously Art, the man, and then Mr. Person. Sick Retina, he has a YouTube channel. Really cool guy. He makes some cool ass shit. Lemon Sherpa, incredible. Lefo, I think I'm saying that correct. Yeah, he makes really cool ass Halo montages. I forgot to mention him earlier. Like, there's so many people, it's so easy to forget someone.
Oh yeah. When I used to do the videos back in the day, like doing the credits was kind of stressful because like you don't want to leave out anybody, and it's like, oh man, sometimes you just don't write anybody's name. You just say, you know who you are, you know. Thank you all. Get everyone who supported me. You know who you are.
Yeah, that would stress me out. I don't do that because I don't want to like forget somebody or something.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. Like, if you named people and you forgot them, like everybody,
Yeah.
you'd get a text message or like a DM or whatever. People would be like, "Dude, what happened, man?"
Yeah, there's so many people in
Yeah,
the
there's-
community. They're really cool, bro. Like they're all like really nice and inviting and kind to people who are like maybe not as good. You know, like I know like me making my videos. Like when my first video kind of got out there on I think Eli X's thing. Like I had a couple of like big editors like comment and like be real nice about it because I know my stuff isn't that great and like they were like really kind about it and supportive and they helped me develop and get better. Especially like people like VA Blackhawk, like that dude's a legend.
He's sick.
Um,
He's amazing, man. I love that reunion too. And I don't know if you've seen my reaction video to Ryda's Halo 2 montage, like 1B. That montage was fucking ridiculous, dude. That was this flow on that was so good.
dude, wait till you see his new one. Like he sends me stuff. I think he's editing one. I haven't talked to him in a while, but well, I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. But like he sends me stuff every now and then. I know he's probably working on something. He's cooking for sure. Like he is cooking.
Well, he's
But,
consistently making videos from I haven't checked like his like what's it called? Like how long he's been making them for, but he's been
Yeah.
I know he's had some since I came back, which was 2021, and he had before then too, like he was making videos. So, and then I was just watching Tweaks the Riot. I think it was Tweaks the Riot. Like this is an old montage, old school montage Halo 2, and he's in it. And I'm like, dude, this guy's been around forever. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was new, you know? Like, no, he's a veteran, dude.
Yeah, that dude's a legend. There's a bunch of other small people like Miracle. There's a guy named Miracle. He does like mostly Halo 3 2v2 edits, and like he hits like overkills and kill tags and that shit all the time. Incredible edits. He actually inspired me on some of my edits as well. Like he's got this one edit called "Fade Into You," and it's so damn good. He doesn't really upload anymore though, which sucks. But you know,
People take their hiatus for you know, they all have their reasons for doing that, you know, like how life is.
yeah.
So, yeah. I'm trying to think any other stuff. What's it called well, I guess we could end it and we could wrap it up if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
It's an absolute pleasure talking to you, man. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. And dude, like, I absolutely love your work. I'm a big fan. And any last things you want to say before we end the podcast?
Yeah, appreciate you having me on. It means a lot that you think my work's good. I try to make it good, but I mean, sometimes it doesn't turn out the way I want. But so I really appreciate that, and hey, I look forward to the future. I think things are gonna be good in the community. I do. Think things are gonna take off at a certain point.
Absolutely, man. You gotta stay
Hell yeah.
positive for sure.
Yes, sir. We're gonna keep editing. We're not gonna stop.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. See ya.
See you, man.